WoW is a complicated game. There's a lot to learn, and also when you see the action bar and you see all the buttons that are in the screen, it makes you a bit, overwhelmed. It doesn't make you really want to play the game. But I found a way to actually make this not as big of a deal. I grabbed one of my favorite guys from my favorite MMORPG, Gw2, and I found an add-on that gets the WoW UI to look like the Gw2 UI, which is actually pretty cool, and I'm gonna tell you how it works, how it looks, and how you can get it and configure it too. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this, go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support me, and let's get into it. So, here you can see the Gw2 UI. I actually really like it, it's very chill, there's not that many buttons, and everything's just very clean and with kind of stylized as well, with the Gw2 health glove, with the little artwork, and everything actually has the same artwork. You can see the bar here with the same types of icons, right? You can even, if you go to your character pane, you can actually see your character with all the same things that you would see in the Gw2 UI. You can go to spells and it will show you the same way, every specialization as well. The talent tree is not that way, as this is, a new thing from WoW, but and you don't really have anything equivalent to that in Gw2, but everything looks the same, which I think is very, very cool. There's actually some things in this UI that work better than something that you would have in Gw2, which is very, very cool. In order to install this add-ons like Gw2 UI or of course Recorders as well, you just want to go into World of Warcraft add-ons. You want to, honestly, ideally, installing CurseForge is such a good way. It's like the Bleach HOD of WoW. You just get in here and you get all the add-ons that you want. It's very, very easy to install. You just install it and tell where your WoW folder is, and then here just search for Gw2 UI. Maybe you fail, like me. There you go, Gw2 spacebar UI, and then you can just put it in and it's ready, it's done. Also, you can customize it however you want. Even if you don't like the setup, you can actually move everything around the way that you want. So it doesn't look, so the buffs are not here, so you can even move your health bar to the middle if you want to, because some people really want that, so they can check their health bar and their action bars while they are playing the game and close to their characters, so their eyes don't go from the middle of the screen to the bottom, to the screen, middle to the bottom all the time. You can do this by going to here to the Gw2 UI and put HUD and then show HUD background. Oh, you also have to disable the action bar. I forgot about that one. Then go to move HUD and you can start moving everything, even the health glove, right? Which is, just go here and then action bar, and then the module, you disable it, and then it'll work. Now, I'm not gonna do that because you'll have to reload the UI, but this is how it will work. Now, also, you can not only disable the UI and, the action bar or the HUD, but you can actually disable everything as much as you want. If you don't like some of the parts of the Gw2 UI, you can just go here to modules and pick and choose whichever you need. You don't like the class power like this, looking like a Gw2, you can change it. You don't like the fonts being like Gw2, you can change it. You don't like the objectives tabs here looking like Gw2, you can disable it. However you want to make the game look, you can do it. But personally, I really like it this way. It's very immersive, it's very cool. And look at this, even when you roll, you have your dodge bar, you have the dodge bar, right? So you can just click on it, boom, and you will dodge. Well, you'll dodge here because you're a monk, but you will essentially use your movement ability of your class. In terms of a paladin, it will be your horse. In terms of your DK, I think it's the little thing that makes you a ghost and makes you walk faster. In terms of the H, it's gonna be the dash that you have. But because I'm playing a monk and it's a roll, it almost looks like an actual dodge roll from Guild Wars 2, which is very, very cool. Now, is this perfect? No. It still has a lot of buttons, as you can see here. There's a lot of... Look, it's... Wow, we'll have a lot of buttons to watch all the time. But there are ways to go against us, right? There are ways to make it so it doesn't look this way all the time. Personally, I made some profiles to allow me to do this. Specifically, let me go to Gw2 RP. It's actually a middle ground between this setup and the actual setup, and a few changes, so it makes everything look more clean and with less buttons. Now, what I'm using here in order to do this is I'm hiding most of the action bars on the top. So it's just very clean. Look at that, there's nothing on. But you're gonna say, well, how are you gonna check on all the abilities that you want to track to play the game. Well, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna enable one weak aura that, well, there's weak auras for this for every class, but I'm gonna enable this one, Ipse Monk. Here it is, and I have every one of my abilities that I have memorized because I know which buttons to press. Right here, so this way it looks very, very clean. It doesn't look overwhelming at all, and it just looks nice. Now, what these weak auras usually do is that they give you all of the utility and big important spells into a bar that is dynamic. So once you press a button, it will tell you the cooldown of it, right? And certain buttons are hidden as they are not really needed for you to see all the time, only when you actually have them up, right? And when they have a cooldown, right? So once, you know, you press a random button, for example, a button that usually you would not see, for example, Fortify and Brew, it'll appear here on this, telling you how much seconds you have left and eventually which cooldown you will have. This will make it super easy for you to not see all of these buttons and possibilities all the time, but instead just having them here just when you press it, and that way you can just have a very clean UI. These weak auras are very easy to get. Of course, you need the weak aura add-on first. You just want to go into Gw2.io. Let me just go inside of here. You gotta go to this website where you will see all the weak auras for each class. Just search for the one of your class. Just, for example, if you're monk, just search monk. There's usually categories as well, and you'll see, there we go, this is the one I'm using, Ipse weak auras monk, and there's a multitude of them that you can check for yourself. I personally really like the Affinar ones and Ipses, but you can just go and check whichever you want, right? And then you go to type /WA for weak aura in the chat. It'll open this. This is all the weak auras I have. Yes, it's a lot, but look, I've been testing a lot of stuff. You go to import and you post the code that you get from the weak aura in the website right here. You can also use an add-on to do it, but personally I don't really like that. So, well, not an add-on, but another software. But you'll be able to copy the import message. There you'll copy import string, boom, and you copy it, import, boom. You copy it here and you're ready, right? And in this case I already have it, so it'll say just create a copy, but you get the point. Then you can move it around however you want. You can just drag it however you like it, right? You can also open it and delete certain things that you would not like. In my case, I really need everything, and usually, actually, I don't know why Ipses has this, but Affinar usually has, and I'll go check. I'll go see here. It actually has usually each of the categories for dynamic utility. So the utility spells will be showing here, and the dynamic ones will be showing here, and you can check whichever. And if you you want one on one side, one on the other, or you want to delete one of them, you can just boom, delete children and group. You usually also have the core, power spells, right? Like your Chi, your Templar, your Holy Power, everything will be in your weak aura as well. Gw2 UI usually has that by themselves, but if you like the version of the weak aura better, you can just disable it from the module and then put the ones here, or vice versa. You can just delete the one from the weak aura. And if you don't like how they look, personally, you can just go inside of it. For example, let's say that I want to go and check and delete some stuff. I have my Affinar Evoker ones, and I can just go inside of here and change some of the things, right? I can see that maybe the core ones that I have, I don't need them because I have already memorized them, and I can just delete them, or I can delete a few parts instead. I can go to the utility, maybe I don't need the utility and I can delete it. There's so many things that you can do, right? So it doesn't work, so it doesn't, get overwhelming, right? Maybe you need, for example, in this one, it shows the actual bar of your power, right? Maybe you don't want to see that, so you can just delete it and move everything around so it looks nice regardless, which is pretty cool, right? In my case, I actually use the Ipser ones because they were very chill, very, very small, very simple, and I didn't really need more than this, right, for monk. But it all depends on how you want to make it look for you. But for me, this looks beautiful, and it's very nice, very immersive, very cool. Alright, and now for an example, we're gonna grab a class that I actually never play and transform it into a more cleaner version of it with weak auras. So first we're gonna have to move these things to the right side, as I actually don't need them there. Let's make the action bar 2 here. Let's get the buff bar here, because I don't know why it would be anywhere else. And these two things, these two bars, will be only shown when I actually move my mouse over it, right? So actually I'm gonna put the debuffs here, as I'm not gonna be usually watching them. This is gonna be just a cheat sheet in case I forget the buttons. Right now we don't have that many buttons. Warrior doesn't have that many, so which is pretty cool. Well, at least for DPS and Fury. But yeah, there you go. I'm just gonna put them there, and then we're gonna go to Gw2 UI, go to settings, go to action bars, and we're gonna transform these two action bars into only shown on mouse over. This should be, well, we can check it on the HUD, but I'm pretty sure it's bar 4. No, it's not. It's well, let's see. Is it bar 3? Yes, bar 3 and bar 2. Perfect. And now you can just have them as an optional thing. Usually they'll be hidden, and now the debuffs will be hidden, will be shown here, even when I'm not, you know, because it's clean and it doesn't really matter, right? Now we still need a lot of buttons here and a lot of utility for Warrior. We're only seeing a few buttons of the class. So now we're gonna go to Gw2 to Warrior category. I actually just, you know, googled Gw2 Warrior. Look at that, and then I just click on the second link. As for some reason this one was Shadowlands, which no, we should be Dragonflight because that's the current expansion. And we're gonna get the after ones because I really like them. We're gonna wait for it to load in, copy import string /WA for weak aura, and then import. Boom, ready, post it here, import it. It's gonna be loading a little bit, and then we're gonna customize it so it works perfectly for me. As I already told you, I already have my Gw2, you know, my power right on the side. I have my rage and everything, so I don't really need to see that. So we're gonna actually go in here and delete those things. The resources, as you can see, we have, like, you know, the bar of certain buffs and whatever. I'm just gonna delete it. You can keep it if you need more information, but I really like the Gw2 one instead, so I'm just gonna delete that. This one is for the main abilities. I think I'm gonna delete that out as well, as the main abilities we're gonna have it in the toolbar anyways, so we're gonna delete that one as well, and we're gonna only use the dynamic and utility ones for this case. We can see that they're here. We're gonna check them there, and we're gonna put one. Oh, we're gonna use the dynamic. We're gonna put it here, just above it. We're gonna have a bar here when we're actually attacking, so we're not. We're gonna have it above a bit from the actual bar, and then the utility one, we're gonna have it above the other one. And ideally, they should be more or less in the same spot. They also remember that some of those ones only show up when they are pressed, so definitely keep that in mind and be experimenting on it while you're playing. Oh, actually, we should do it the other way around, as this makes no sense. These ones are always present, and this one is like not always present, so we're gonna actually should switch to them. But yeah, this is a lot of, you know, you have to like practice and you know, try it out on actual content. Just try it out in like some, you know, very easy content, open world stuff like this, just so you can know that everything is going correctly, and experiment it until, you know, it works the way that you want it to work. There we are. So if this is not, you know, not good enough, we're gonna have to move it a little bit above. Actually, no, we're gonna move the utility one a little bit to the bottom, because yeah, you can see that there's like a lot of buttons here, but those buttons are not gonna be shown all the time. They're most of the time they're just gonna be like maximum to this amount of. They're gonna use maximum this amount of space, as these abilities will never be all pressed together at the same time, just because of cooldown and different specs. So we're just gonna keep it there, and we're just gonna move this a little bit to the bottom. And oh my god, I'm so bad at this. We're gonna move it a bit to the bottom. And there you go, it looks perfect. Look at that. We have, you know, the main abilities on this side, and once I use them, they'll be highlighted with the cooldown. Oh, beautiful. And of course we also have the this one, which are some of the buffs. If I use other things, let's see, they'll start activating as well. Enraged, look at that, there it is. It just keeps showing, right? Which is very cool, and that's perfect. And you can do this with any class with the different weak auras that you enjoy. Very cool. And you can also, if you don't like this role-playing style and you want to have your things on top, you can actually change it to. I made another profile just in case. I haven't tried it yet that much in open world, in actual hard content. I want to test it out a bit more to see if I want to make it look in the bottom or in the middle of the screen, but I'm not really sure yet on which one is best. And well, it's a bit, for some reason it disconfigured itself right now. But oh no, there you go, that's perfect. And then look at that, we have everything ready. We have the health bar on in the middle of the screen, close to my character, so I don't have to, you know, move my eyes from the middle of the screen to the bottom all the time. I have all of my utilities on this side, my weak core on the left side, and of course as well I have my power bar here, and everything looks nice. And I also made a weak core, so it actually shows me the little the little artwork from the Gw2 toolbar that you usually have, and it looks nice, it looks stylized, and I like it. I like it personally. So yeah, of course you can make this look however you want. I think this is a great add-on, and you should definitely go and support them if you want to. I'll leave it in the description down below how you can go into our Discord, ask questions, and of course also, you know, maybe donate them some money if they really, because they've been updating this add-on for years and years and years, and I think it is definitely usable in actual endgame content if you like how it works. I don't really see any issues with it. I know a lot of people talk about like, well, if you don't have the same setup as the Mythic Plus, you know, best players, are you really playing the game? I don't think it really matters that much. As long as it works for you, there's definitely things that you can make better. But look, it looks nice. You're not really gonna fucking die because you have a little artwork in the middle of the screen, a little bit, that it's gonna be used for your for your action bar anyways. I don't really see the point, and yeah, I think it looks nice. I think it makes me feel like I'm at home in Guild Wars 2, and that is the important part. Of course, thank you very much for watching, guys. Tell me if you think this helped. Tell me if it made you maybe want to play WoW a little bit, or if you're just gonna, you know, think it's the same game as always and it still looks too overwhelming. I personally think WoW is a good game to have as a second MMO, as it's mainly an instance content game, and there's some things that WoW does that honestly other MMOs don't really do well, and I think it's nice to have it on the side for that. Now, of course, not everyone can pay for a sub, and I would definitely understand that, but look, you know, if you can, a bit of fun, it's not that expensive, and if you can, I don't see why you shouldn't try it at least. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Go to my Ko-fi if you want to support me. Twitch.tv/channels to watch me live. And, of course, subscribe to the channel. See you guys around. Love you all. Bye-bye.